Hey YouTube, back again. We've got a bit of a shop update, so this is my video blog for that. Have a change of plans. For those that have been watching my videos, you'll know that I had been talking about putting a roll cage inside of my Pathfinder, my 1991 Nissan Pathfinder, and custom interior, custom paint, so on and so forth. Well, we got to change of plans as of today. Part of the reason those plans changed was because I have a 2000 Saab wagon. It's a Saab 9.5 wagon, and I bought it December, and I paid $2,000 for it. It's in immaculate condition, but I noticed that they're starting to have a little bit of a noise on cold start mornings, and it goes away when it warms up, and there's something wrong with it, and I actually think I know what's wrong with it, but I'm not going to know for sure until I tear the engine open. What I think's wrong with it is that there's plastic inside those engines. For those that aren't familiar with Saab engines, there's you have a timing chain, and then you have a balance shaft chain. There's two chains on the front of that engine. Both of them have plastic guides in there. The timing chain, down here you got your crank, the chain comes up, there's two plastic guides that go like this, and then it goes up to the dual camshaft sprockets. Then there's a balance shaft off to one side, and some idler pulleys or something off to the other side. I'm not sure what they are. But in front of that, that's where the balancer chain is, and there's some plastic guides for that as well. Car is, 13 years old already, and has I would say about 150,000 miles on it. So I have a feeling that those plastic parts broke. So rather than waiting until I blow up my engine, I'm going to tear that open and figure out what's going on. I could be wrong, again, I haven't looked at it at all, zero, but I want to check it out before it becomes a massive problem. I don't want to be replacing an engine in that car that doesn't need to be. The engine runs great. So I'm going to park that. I have parked that, and I pulled out my Pathfinder just so that I can start using that as a daily driver. Well, yesterday, actually no, the day before yesterday, I was looking at Craigslist and ran across a 1995 Nissan Pathfinder, because my Pathfinder has an issue with the transmission. When I first got it, I paid $500 for it. It had a bad transmission in it. That was in December of 2011. Immediately took that into AMCO, had them rebuild the transmission. Basically, they didn't do a good job. Shortly after my warranty ran out, I started noticing much bigger problems with it. Initially, when I first got it, I was new to Nissan, so new to the electronic transmissions they have in there, so it seemed a little off even when I got it back from them, but they said it was okay. The shift points seemed like that they weren't quite crispy and quite on point. Sometimes it felt like it was slipping some of the gears a little bit, but they said that was normal, blah, 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 blah. Come to find out it wasn't normal, okay? That's back in Arizona. I live in Syracuse now, so it's not like I could take it back to them and fight with them. Problem got worse when I came up here. Made it all the way to New York, luckily. But it's slipping pretty bad, and I think what it is inside those transmissions there's some solenoids, electronic solenoids. I don't think they replaced them. So, knowing that I need that Pathfinder to drive on a daily basis until I repair my Saab, I was a little bit concerned with it, and hoping that maybe if I searched on Craigslist, I'd be able to find me a transmission or something, or a wrecked Pathfinder, or what have you. And lo and behold, I found a 1995 Nissan Pathfinder that somebody was selling for 500 bucks. He was selling it because it had a rusted frame. It's been parked since 2008. And he said the engine's Engine was good, transmission was good, so I was like, well, let me go take a look at it. Maybe I can get a few more parts off of this thing, because I need lots of little knick-knacky parts on my truck. So I went and took a look at it. Actually, I think the frame's repairable. It's got some front end damage, the whole grill's missing, and the headlights and that stuff's missing. Both front fenders are junk. Hood's got a bit of a dent in it. As far as the rest of the body's concerned, it's repairable. Looked at the frame. I think the frame's actually repairable. Obviously, I'm a welder, so as long as it's not just complete junk, I should be able to fix it. He brought a battery with him. Things started right up. Well, not right up, but you know, it spun for a little while. Had to get fuel pressure going. It's got a fuel leak somewhere in the line, probably rust again. But once it did start up, it ran really smooth. Was able to back it up, put it on the street. You know, transmission works. How well it works, I guess we'll find out. But he said it worked fine. He's the original owner. He said it was, you know, in the 130,000 miles that it has on it. He said he had it flushed, the engine or the transmission flushed twice, and it's always been maintained by the dealer. He's not a mechanical guy. So he gave me a folder about this thick full of receipts and things that he's done with the truck. So I just went ahead and handed him the $500. Reason being is I know the engine's good. The engine's at least worth $500. It's got some window regulators and all the glass, a lot of interior parts that I could use. So I said, fuck it, I'll just buy it. Had the tow truck come get it today, brought it home. I'll show you guys it in a second. It's kind of dark outside. Actually, it's real dark outside, but I have some halogen lights to show you. So that's where the change of plans comes in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that truck. I'm working on organizing my shop right now. The wood stove's coming out. I'm currently burning up some wood that I have in here and the leftover firewood. I'm burning up everything that is wood that I can get out of here. And then tomorrow at some point I'm going to pull down the stove and move it aside. The bender right here, the JD Squared Model 32 bender, is going to stay there. It's bolted to the floor. And I'm going to, let me take the camera off the tripod. I'm going to put the Pathfinder right here. Right here where this pile of shit is. I'm going to back it in right here, which should give me enough room to get to my bandsaw, my lathe, the cabinet. I'm not going to back it up so far that I can't get to my drill press and the grinders, but you know, it's going to be far enough back there. Figure the nose of the truck's probably going to come to about a foot past this crack, right about here. That'll leave me room to open that hatch and be able to walk around it just fine. But this stove's got to come out. That'll leave me room to open the doors on both sides. This table's going to stay here. I'm just going to clean it off, get it organized so that I can lay parts out on it. And then my Saab is going to be brought in here and parked on the other side of this table right in here. And I've got to go get me an engine hoist here. Hopefully I can drum up a little bit of extra work to justify paying for that. But for the meantime, I'm going to start tearing apart the Pathfinder and go ahead and essentially just tear the whole front off of it. You know, the fender's got to come off; they're junk. I'm going to cut all the sheet metal work. I'm going to take the hood off, everything from the cowl, the firewall. For those who aren't familiar with that, everything forward of that, outside of the frame, is going to be removed from the truck. All the stuff that's not unboltable, the inner fender wells, the radiator support, all that stuff's going to be just cut off. At that point, I'm going to gut the interior, take everything out of that I need as far as window regulators, door locks, dashboard, all of it. It's going to be gutted all the way to the metal. Then I'm going to get that engine and transmission out of there at some point. Go through that with all the rubber hoses, replace everything while it's out, change the timing belt while it's out, and then, I don't know, a few other things. Let me put this back in here so I don't have to hold it. So yeah, then a few other things, and I'm going to put that engine and transmission inside my truck after I know the timing belt and everything's on point with it, all the hoses, vacuum lines, all of that, while it's out or in proper shape. Definitely the transmission's going in right away. Engine might not go in right away. I would like to put it in right away, but I probably won't. Reason being is if I put the engine on an engine stand, I could probably go through it. I don't want to swap that engine into my Pathfinder until my Saab's ready to go. So I'll probably just put it on an engine stand, and as money permits, you know, put some aftermarket cams in there, maybe port the heads, I'm not sure. I just want to do a little bit more work to it, and you know, I might do a mild rebuild on it where I replace the rings and, you know, the crank and the crank bearings, cam bearings, and the piston rings. You know, we'll see what the condition is on it. You know, because if I'm going to go through all that work, I want the truck to last me at least another 200,000 miles. So transmission's got to go in as soon as possible, though, because if I'm driving this thing on a daily basis, the transmission that's in there is not going to last, and I don't want to destroy it because I plan on using it. So anyways, there'll be that swap there. I'm not going to put the cage inside of my 91 Pathfinder, the one that's in my videos, the one that's in my pictures. I'm basically going to just call it a wrap with that one. Do some minor stuff to it, paint it, do the interior like I had planned to do. Maybe not as extensive because I might put this newer dash that's in the 95 because it's a rounder style dash. I'll probably put that in there. Definitely pull out my front seats because I have some cheap sport bucket seats in there. Replace them with the seats out of the 95, but they'll be reupholstered. They don't need to be, but I'm going to reupholster them because I want it to look good inside. And that's pretty much it. No roll cage. I'm going to upgrade the suspension, or excuse me, the steering in the front to the Cal Mini steering kit. I'm going to upgrade the steering box to the more modern steering system out of the 95. And do the brake system on there, and pretty much call it quits with that one. And then I'm going to do the 95. I'm going to either completely remove the body or salvage what I can of the body and do kind of a rock crawling buggy out of it. If I remove the whole body, it's definitely going to be a rock crawling buggy based off the Pathfinder frame, and just kind of go from there. If I remove the body, and I might end up going that direction, just because if I remove the body, I don't have to worry about axle lengths. I can just go out and find me some axles, doesn't matter what length, and put them on there. Don't have to worry about cutting them down or anything like that. So that's what the plan change is. It's going to be a slow, long process, but stay tuned because those build videos are going to start very, very soon. As soon as I get this shop straightened out, that Pathfinder is coming in here and I'm tearing it apart, and I'm going to document that for you guys. And we'll just go from there. So as of right now, let me take you guys outside and take a look at this heap of shit that I just bought. And show you what's going on here. Got my lights already set up. Hopefully it's bright enough for you to see it. Not really. Yeah, it is. There you go. So this is what we got going on. You know, the body is really not in too bad a shape until you get to the front fenders. The front fenders are rusted and just junk. You see that? The hood's not in too bad a shape. There's a dent on the other side. You're not going to be able to see this too well, but the whole grill is missing. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see any of this. This fender's not too bad. I actually could probably repair that. The rockers have got some rust going on in there, but not too bad. A little bit of spotty rust here on the top. Not too bad either. That's easily fixed. A little bit of rust going on right here. Again, easily fixed. You know, rust on here. A little bit of rust up here. Bumper's junk. have no intention on keeping that. But where the frame rot is the most apparent is right here in the wheel arches. I'm not even going to bother to try to show you guys that. But the interior is actually in really good shape. Can't really see again, sorry about that. I'll do a video tomorrow during the daylight, some pictures. I got to pull off these. It's got some camouflage sheet covers on it that I have to pull off. But engine's real clean. I did notice that when he started it and drove it out of his little driveway thing, whatever the hell it was, that there was a puddle of oil on the ground. But that puddle of oil on the ground also appeared to be, it also appeared to come from the oil filter area. So there's a good chance that the oil filter's rusted. We'll see. You know, I've got a lot to inspect on that. I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that the frame is repairable without it just being a complete royal pain in the ass. I'm also actually hoping that it's an open differential. The Pathfinder that I have has a limited slip differential in it, which means that I would have to go buy a whole new carrier to put a locker in it. If I make a rock crawler out of the 95, I won't necessarily have to worry about an ARB. I could actually go in there and put a lock right, or even spool the rear end. It depends on if I plan on making it street legal or not. So anyway, that's the plan. I just wanted to give you guys a quick shop update and quick update on what I'm doing and let you know what the change of plans are. I'm currently working on, and I'll have this all welded up tonight. These are going to be my steel racks that are going to be mounted on this wall. This will obviously be longer. They're going to be 18 inches total length with a 10-degree angle on it. So these are 41-inch long strips. I'll have a hole drilled here, hole drilled there. They'll be bolted to the block wall, and I have 3 of them, and so I can store up all the steel and stuff like that I get, the tubing and whatnot. I know I told you guys that I was hoping to get some tubing to test out this bender this week. Hopefully that'll still go down this week, because I went and bought a vehicle. I'm a little bit short on cash, and I also need to go get an engine hoist so I can get that fucking engine out of that truck and spend the money that I need to on that Saab. So this might end up waiting a little bit before I actually put this to use. I do plan on at some point this week mounting these springs to this. These are the return springs, and getting started on building a new chop saw station that's going to double as a bit of a plasma cutting station as well. Got a lot of things in the works. Need to get some more business strummed up in here, but maybe it's all working out step by step for the better. Things, since we moved to New York, I have to be honest, things seem to be kind of just working out. Every time that I think things are possibly taking a turn for the worst, something will happen and it just works out. So I'm going to just take this little bit of slow time as far as work's concerned, and the issues with my Saab as just kind of, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just another unexpected turn that's going to pan out well, and go from there. It's going to be what it's going to be, and got to make the best of it. So if you guys are in the area, I know some of the subscribers are from Central New York area. If you got any work that needs to be done, hit me up. Not busy at the moment, so outside of getting my shop together, but I could use stuff, even if it's just simple. Got a guy that's supposed to be coming in to have me drill about 3 or 4 holes into some stainless steel tubing. I'm willing to do that. Don't think that I'm too busy for that. So that's what's going on, and that's about it. So subscribe, comment, like, and go down to the description. Check out my Facebook page. As always, like the Facebook page. Stay posted on there, because I'm not going to do a build, video nearly as often as I'm going to do photographs. And with the videos, I go through a lot of, I talk too much, and I would like to show you guys more detailed stuff as far as the build, but that's not always possible, because you start working on it and you don't want to stop once you get momentum going to shoot a 15-20 minute video. So I'll be taking pictures and posting them on my Facebook page if you guys are at all interested in what's going to be going on with these projects, and we'll go from there. So again, subscribe, comment, like the Facebook page, and yeah, that's about it. I am going to put one other link in the description. It's going to be for NPORA. It's Nissan Pathfinder based website. So head down to the link, or head down to the description, click on the link, it'll go to their website. Check it out. If you guys are Nissan Pathfinder owners at all, join the forum and show us your rides and communicate with us, because there's not too many of us left. We're kind of a little bit of a dying breed. There's a lot of them out there, but not nearly enough. Jeeps are the most popular. Toyotas are coming in second, I would say. And then there's the rest of us. So check out that link, join the forum. I'm going to also have my build updates on that forum as well. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye.